Hey guys, it's Mike from SitRep Radio, and we finally have the news we've all been waiting for. First up, it's officially confirmed there will be 3 Dark Zones included in the Division 2, each with a PvE introduction mission that will allow players to get to know the area before jumping in properly, and also give some lore behind them. The 3 areas are as follows. You will get Dark Zone East, Dark Zone South, and Dark Zone West. Each zone will cover different playstyles for you to explore, from medium range to long range combat. Not only that, but normalization is back and will bring both weapons and gear up to a similar level to allow you to compete with other players, and will be included in 2 of the Dark Zones. However, the 3rd will now be an occupied Dark Zone where there are no rules, no icons, no normalization, and friendly fire will be enabled. There will also be occupied events across the 3 Dark Zone areas at different times. This will allow players to test their build outside of these normalized modes. This is followed by the return of an updated rogue system that now has several stages of rogue status. Rogue status can now be triggered yet again by either toggling rogue, which will give you a grey status and a 90-second timer, but you will not show up on the map just yet. Also, there are new ways to turn rogue through stealing loot or lockpicking Dark Zone chests or other acts of thievery. And under this status, you will now gain access to the Thieves' Den, which is a rogue-specific safe house with a special vendor inside, where you will be able to reap the rewards of your crimes and reset your status to SHD. Disavowed Rogue will occur pretty much the same as Rogue 2.0, or if you have killed a player during the previous Rogue status, you will be then marked disavowed. And finally, Manhunt is back and will work very much in the same way as it did before. Killing multiple agents will mark you as Manhunt. However, this time you can choose to clear your Manhunt status or make this activity more challenging by sabotaging 2 of the Manhunt terminals and clearing it off at the 3rd. However, if you do this, players will know where you're headed to if this happens. In the Dark Zone, you will still have to extract contaminated gear as per usual. However, there will now be clean loot that will go straight to your inventory on pickup and will drop in accordance with your current level. The Dark Zone will now have a maximum of 12 players at any given time due to the Dark Zone sizes. However, this should lead to a better and more varied experience for the player. Also, the Dark Zone is more dynamic than it has ever been before, so it will try and attract you to other areas of the DZ than the one you are currently in to make it more interesting. Now, something the community has been asking for a long time, and it's finally confirmed. Yes, turrets will be now included at the checkpoints. This is obviously to prevent checkpoint camping that has happened in the past. These will both shock and shoot any nearby rogues or AI. Finally, there's Conflict, which contains 2 dedicated PvP modes from launch. First up is Skirmish. Once again, it's making a return from the original game. However, players now have a limited amount of respawn tickets. That means every kill and every revive could turn the tide in a fight. And the second is a personal favourite for us, which is Domination, an objective-based mode that relies on capturing several control points to win the match, whilst facing off against another squad. And in the near future, we will be receiving a straight-up team deathmatch mode that will be included, this time without the PvE. You're going to be able to play these 3 modes on 3 different playable maps that have been specifically designed for PvP outside of the explorable areas. Both these PvP modes and the Dark Zone itself will have separate progression for you to grind through that will reward you with more perks and skills to grind towards to set your agent apart from others. A good example of this is the Dark Zone, where you're going to be able to obtain new perks every 5 levels, meaning that you're going to have to sustain your Dark Zone rank to keep these rewards, or you will lose them. And it's finally confirmed that both the DZ and Conflict will receive continued updates with new areas and modes post-launch. Finally, there will be skill-based matchmaking for Conflict, which is good or bad depending on what games you're using for reference. A game like Siege obviously does this really well, whereas Destiny's skill-based matchmaking maybe doesn't do so much of a good job. For the Dark Zone, they're going to try and match players the best they can according to the bracket, and they will also try and match solo players with other solo players the best they can. As for my thoughts on all this, for many of us, the endgame has always been the Dark Zone, and it once again looks like this will be the case for the Division 2, which is obviously welcome news. The amount of changes announced really does look like they've tried to balance it for both hardcore and casual players this time, and bringing back the risk versus reward that obviously made the Dark Zone great in the first place is always a good thing. I'm looking forward to trying out all of this when the beta drops in the next couple of weeks. Anyways, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you want to hear more thoughts from myself and the other lads here at SitRep Radio as we discuss the Dark Zone in full detail, then make sure to check out our weekly The Division podcast. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.